I figured out how to do the chat. So if you happen to be on Rumble, so we're streaming live on Rumble right now. You're free to join us. The links I'll put going forward. I'll put all the links for the channels for all the live streams like BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube. So that way, if you want to join, it will be easy to join. Okay, let's begin today's tutorial. So the gist of today's tutorial is we're going to create a DOM submit event. So what that means is that we're going to create a new window like this one here in your web browser. Everything will be done with JavaScript. So that's why we have to create a new window for security reasons and privacy. So what that means is that we open up a new window. We won't care about most of the regular stuff in a new window because all we care about is just the content which we will insert inside it. So for example, we'll create a paragraph tag, and then inside that paragraph tag we'll put a hyperlink. You see, you can see, say it goes to ojamboshop.com, and then we'll create a span, and inside that span will be nested another link here which will go to the ojambo.com/donate page. And you can see then we also create a style, an internal style sheet, so that way we can target the span, and you see we gave it a color of red. And then for this tutorial, we will create a form, and the form will have 3 elements. The first one will simply be an input of text type. The second one will be an input of a number type, and then we'll have a submit button. So then when the submit button is clicked, what will happen is we'll do a simple validation. The simple validation will simply check to see if the first name field is empty and if the second field is empty. So basically, if I put something in here and I don't put anything in here, then this one we need to do something here. So we could have done an alert, or we could have put a message down here. So what I did is just so that I want to use some of the things we've done before. So what we'll do instead is we just simply change the bottom border. We'll make this dotted and we'll make it red. And we'll do the same thing here as well. So I removed the required attribute. That's because the required is obviously the same thing as not empty. So that's why I prefer I removed it just so to show you how you can do simple JavaScript validation. Of course, you can still do more elaborate JavaScript validation. For example, making sure this is actually a number or not a decimal number. You can do those type of things. But I just want to keep it simple because this is a tutorial. But if you want something more elaborate in the future, I can do that for you as well. Another bonus for using JavaScript is, for example, if you're trying to do non-English validation, you'd have to use JavaScript for that one on the client side. Okay, so that's the gist of the tutorial. So for example, here I'll show you what happens when I click submit. You can see both of these are empty. So this one, you see the bottom part became red, the bottom border here and the bottom border here, because both were empty. So that's literally the tutorial today. So I'll close this. And the article, you can find it on jambo.com/javascript-dom-submit-event. And as I said, we're going to be using JavaScript. We also use the inline style. So this is the on submit event. It will trigger a function when a form element is submitted. So we can do this to a specific function, or we can make it a dynamic function. That's what we're going to do. So if you want to see the code, you can always click here to expand. You see, then you can copy all the code and paste it into your favorite text editor, IDE, or just into the console of the web browser you're using. And this is a screenshot. It's clipped off at line 23, but line 24 to 33 is here. And as you can see, this is also a screenshot of the output. and I also inside the same screenshot I also took some screenshots of the inspector of this new window that opens up. As you can see how everything is, and you can see the console. So one thing I did not mention is that instead of, as I said, putting an alert in the console, it will say, you see the field frame is empty and the field age is empty. So that's the first name and age. I'll show this in the when we go over to jamboshop.com Learning JavaScript Course IDE. That's what we're going to use for this tutorial. And this is the video you're watching right now live. And before we begin, I just want to let you know that that JavaScript is open source. It follows MScript standard license W3 software license, which allows commercial use, modification, distribution, and making derivatives proprietary. One quick reminder that every Friday you can join a live stream and ask questions. Check ojambo.com for details and instructions. So what I'll be doing, I said going forward, not this one, but then my next tutorial, I will put all the links where you can follow me, maybe even on the website, where you can follow me on all these streaming platforms. So that way, if I ask you, hey, I'm streaming now, you simply go to ojambo.com, then you'll be able to, if I say Rumble, you go to Rumble. If I say BitChute, you go there, or another one, you'll be able to follow along there as well. Okay, so one more thing is be sure to subscribe. Always subscribe. That way you have more frequent content, and you can also provide feedback. So I know if you like this type of tutorials, or you want me to be more advanced, or maybe even less advanced, or more slow. Okay, so let's head over to ojamboshop.com. So on ojamboshop.com, I'm going to be using the Learning JavaScript course. In that course, it comes with an IDE, a web IDE, where you don't need to install JavaScript or have your own text editor or IDE. You can just, all you need is a web browser. It works also on your mobile devices or tablets. As long as you have a relatively modern web browser, you should be able to follow along. Just what you do is you can copy paste code in here, and then you click compile, and the output, if it has console output, will come here. If you have your alerts, obviously it will just pop up, and in this case everything will be in a new window. Okay, so let's begin the coding part of the tutorial. So what I'll do is I'll copy paste some code here, and you can see it's pretty easy. These are just comments in JavaScript. So this one is actually wrong. This should be submit. I have to make that, give me a second, I'll make sure I change it for the article as well. Huh, that's weird. That should have been, I don't know how that happened. That should have been DOM submit event code. Yeah, this should have been, yeah. Oh, that's weird. Huh. Submit. I don't know why that happened, but there we go. This place is fine. Oh, I guess okay, must have copied an old version of that. Let me make sure I have the right code. Yeah, okay, I have the right code. Okay, so let's continue here. So first thing we do is I'll use NW instead of writing new window. Okay, then the height, I'll make it 200. I'll make the width 400. And status equals yes. Oh, I left a space there. There's no space. Toolbar equals no. This is for different browsers. Menu bar equals no. And location equals no. Okay. then new window content. So create a paragraph and a quote in document dot create element p, that's a paragraph, and inner HTML. I'm going to use the template strings. So that's the one usually if you have a regular keyboard where the number 1 is on your keyboard. To the left of it you have the tilde sign, and then you have this template or apostrophe type looking character. To check out href equals https jamboshop.com. So the reason I prefer to use template string is because I can use double quotes or single quotes inside and it won't be affected. If I could still use, for example, double quotes, and I would have to, if I use double quotes here for the string part, I would have to change this to single quotes, and then I'll have to escape the double quotes. So using a template string just makes it easier. And less prone to making mistakes. So jamboshop.com. And then now I create a span. The courses, and to leave a donation, click. So I create another one. href equals https jambo.com/donate. Close off the span, and then the template string is finished. Now create a div. Document.create element div.inner HTML. Again, I'll use a template string and I'll put form ID equals my form. I'll go to the next line here and input. Oops, what happened here? Oh, I forgot. Tab, text, name equals, instead of putting first name, I put F name, that stands for first name. And I'll use a placeholder, first name. Type equals number, and the name equals age, and the placeholder will be your age. Send, and the value equals submit. And finally, we close off the form. And the template string is finished. Now create a style. Document.create element style. Style.inner HTML. I'm also going to use a template string here. Color, make that red. Font, weight. Font weight, make that bold, close off the template string. Now, this is optional. The meta part is optional. Create element meta. The meta dot http equiv equals content security policy. I'm using single quotes there, but you can use double quotes, or you can use a template string there as well. And meta.content equals, I'm using template strings here. I'll explain why in a second. Default source. See, because I'm using single quotes inside. So as I said before, using template string just makes it easier and cleaner looking. So if you make a mistake, you can most likely inline. And you can see the difference here between a single quote and this template string, the character. Okay, then if I was going to use this, I would simply put it in the document.head section and append child meta. Since I'm not going to use it, I'm just going to comment it out for now. But if you need it for your browser security settings, yeah, that's how you do it. Document, everything else, and just append it to the body. Dot append child p, and same thing, document dot body dot append child div, and one more, document dot body dot append child the style. Just to prevent confusion, the style could also be appended to the body, similar to this on line 20, but with HTML5, styles don't need to be in the head section anymore. They can be in the body, and you can put them before or after. So in this particular case, because I'm appending it here, it's going to be after actually the p tag, which is the parent of the span here, which I'm targeting. So it will still work in a modern browser. Okay, now we're going to create an event. So query selector. If you remember why I gave it an ID, where's the form? I gave the form an ID of my form. So this is where I would use it. Oops, I need to, what should I use here? Use double quotes. My form. Oops. My form. Add event listener. And we're looking for submit. Event. Event.prevent default. So what this will do is when you click the submit button, nothing will happen. That's what what prevent default does. Now, because prior to HTML5, or basically before JavaScript was able to have for each, you were able to get the elements of a form, but that wasn't updated to have the for each. So what you need to do is we need to create an array. So it's array from, and dot target dot elements. So if I want to target my form, when you add an event listener, you have to use the event. So this is the short form, or whatever variable you want for the, and then you have to put target. You have to type dot target, and then this will get this element. Then I want to get all the elements inside, basically the children of my form. For in this case, it will be this input, these three inputs: the text one, the number, and the submit. If there was anything else, you get it as well. So that's what I want to. This is what this does. So the problem, I said that this has been around. This was around before the for each was created. So what we need to do is we need to then convert this into an array that for each will be able to iterate. For each. So I'm making another variable. So I'll say if dot value. So I want to get the value. So what the value would be, for example, this one on line 11 and 12, you see there's no value. That's the same thing as meaning that the value is empty. And you see for this one, for the line 13, the submit one, I gave it a value, and then it will show the word submit. That's the value which will show. So these ones don't have a value. If I put a value in there, then that will show. But the reason I don't need it, because I have a placeholder. So the placeholder will take precedence if it's empty over whatever the value is. So equals. So this means it's empty. Then I'll say dot style dot border bottom equals, I'll make it 2 pixels dotted red. And now what I'll also do is I'll also put something in the console. I'll say I'm going to use the template strings. This is a great reason to use template strings. So I can say the field, and then because the element already has everything, so I can already get it as a value. So this is what makes template strings very awesome. Is what I can do is this is a squiggly bracket. So I say dot name. If you notice names here, so for example, f name, age, and send. Put it here, and say is empty. Then I need to do something else. Then I'll put the return false. This is probably redundant right now because it's going to prevent the default behavior anyway, but I put this here so that now I shouldn't put else true, because let's say the first one is okay, then the form will be able to be submitted. But in this case, this is the behavior that I do want. So there for that if statement. So then I gotta close off this one for the for each, and then finally for the event listener. And that's it. So now if I go and compile this, see the pop-up came up here. Now I am going to show you how this is being created. I'll just do an inspect, and as you can see here, put it right here. As you can see, as I said, there's a paragraph which is highlighted there. The paragraph, inside the paragraph, I do have be sure to check out, and then I have a hyperlink here which goes to ojamboshop.com, and inside is nested inside the p tag or the paragraph. There's a span, and inside that span, you see it says for the courses and leave a donation. Click, and then the span itself also has a nested hyperlink which goes to ojambo.com/donate for the here. And if you notice the style, which is down here, it picks up on the span tag and gives the text the color of red and a font weight of bold. And that's exactly what happened here. As you can see, the span is bolded and it's red. And then there's a div. So the div, nested inside the div is a form with an ID of my form. And that one, you see, it has, just like the way we typed it, it's the input. The first one is a text and has a name of f name. Second one is input of the type number, meaning only numbers are allowed. And then it has age, and the name is age, and has the placeholder of your age. And the last one is submit input type. The name is send, and the value is submit. You don't need a name here, unless maybe for your validation or you're checking to make sure that the name actually has a value or something like that. That's all up to you. That's how you'll be able to target it. And obviously the value is submit. As you can see, the word submit here for that button. So none of this was styled, but it's pretty easy to style them. You can do inline styles, or you can do the same style the way I did it here. And this is what I was trying to say. See, the style is actually below even the div, but it's still able to pick up on the span on anything. So meaning that the style in HTML5 and above, at least I don't know what happened in the future, but for HTML5, the style element or tag no longer needs to be in the head section. That's how it was prior to HTML5, but it can be anywhere. Okay, so next I'll show you the console. So go to the console here. You see there's nothing here. Can I make this? Okay, so I'll put it here. Hopefully it doesn't disappear. Now, if I click submit, watch what happens. So you see this part became what do you call it? Yeah, so what happened here, you see the bottom part became the border of the bottom became dotted and red. So that's because it's empty. So if we change this, so now if I put, say, ed, and hit submit again. Now, what I should have done is, every time I hit submit, if I should have done a reset, but that is, that's pretty trivial to do. But I'm saying that's one thing you could do to improve on this. Obviously, this was a very simple tutorial just to show you how you can use the on submit DOM event. And I said you can target others, you can target specific. For example, if we go back here to you see in the code. So you could say if it's not empty, reset it or something like that. It's pretty easy. It's just the if statement. Or for example, if I was targeting, because remember you could also target it by the type. So remember, this is a text and this is a number. So you can say if the number is greater than 0 or some, there are other different things you can do for validation, but this is not a validation tutorial. This is simply a tutorial to show you how to use the submit DOM submit, JavaScript DOM submit. So when you're done here, you can simply clear. You can type different things in here. And another thing you can do is when you're finished, you can simply log out. And it will take you to, then you have to sign in again. Okay, so now let's go back to the article since we're done here. So if you go to ojambo.com, you see the next one is we're going to work on this coming Friday. We're going to work on the WordPress customer sets price plugin. That's the tutorial. So this is a plugin that you can actually also get right now if you want. You simply go to ojambo.com. I'll explain that in a second. This is the instructions, so it will tell you the live stream, the date, what we'll discuss, and it's 8 p.m. Eastern every Friday. You can participate, or if you don't want to do that, you can simply scroll down and just click here, and you'll be able to watch it. But if you do want to participate, just log into YouTube, and you'll be able to ask questions and answer them live. Now here's the donate. You see it on the bottom here. It will tell you the URL, so you can click here, go to donate, and then you can donate as well. If you want to donate maybe Bitcoins, let me know. I can add my wallet, so you can just send it that way. For now, I'm using PayPal, but if there's any other payment process like Stripe or something, I can add those as well. Okay, back to the article. So I do have a ojambo.com or jamboshop.com Learning JavaScript course, the one basically what this tutorial was about. It's available 24/7 anytime. There are no subscriptions, just a one-time fee. And if you have any questions, you can submit them, and it'll be a reasonable turnaround. It should be within the same day, but definitely less than 24 hours. That's guaranteed. And I do have the book version of the course. The only difference between the course and the books is that the books do not have JavaScript or an IDE or a text editor, but all the content is the same. You can have the paperback, which is a physical book, or you can get the ebook version. And then, just to let you know, be sure to subscribe for more frequent content. And if you have any requests, I can probably honor them as well. And here, if you do enjoy this tutorial, you can also read the article in full. I said it's on ojambo.com/javascript-dom-submit-event. You can also support me purchasing one of my WordPress plugins, or ojamboshop.com online courses or publications for the programming books. These programming books are right now on Amazon. The links are in the description, or you can become a donor. I just showed you how you can donate. Now, for this plugin, if we go to, simply go here, or you can click here, or if you're on ojambo.com, you simply go to click the shop icon. You see, this is the Ojambo Shop customer sets price. This is a plugin. So the plugin itself, the plugin itself is also one you can purchase by setting your own price. So you simply put your price in there and the quantity, and then click add to cart, and believe it only allows one. And then you can, you can get, it's for WordPress. It's a WordPress WooCommerce. Okay, and all the references are under the, if you look in the description, or if you want, if you go to the article, they're under references, you see the customer sets price. Here, there's a Learning JavaScript course on ojamboshop.com, Learning JavaScript paperback on Amazon, Learning JavaScript ebook on Amazon, and for the other courses are also here, and the ebooks are also there. I want to let you know that I also offer other services. That's why it's ojamboservices.com. This is for if you want custom websites. For example, if you need help with some web design or migration, or maybe you want to integrate other things such as payment processors, logistics, I can help you with that. I also help with applications. It could be for the desktop, mobile, or anything else. For example, web. Could be a simple web application does only one thing. Can help you with that as well. And then also offer tutorials, one-on-one tutorials online. So all of these could be in different languages. It could be in JavaScript, could be in Python, it could be in C++, could be in C, yes, pure C, C#, Java, any language you can think of. And also same with the databases. It could be an Oracle database, it could be MySQL, MariaDB, SQLite, yeah, any of them. Okay, so I'm going to check to see if people have requested any chat. So far, I don't see a chat. And so, yes. So that's, I think I'll end here. And hopefully you enjoy this and talk to you guys next time. Thank you.